Also today, on the move, why some of the world's tigers could be transported from countries where they're thriving to those where they're almost extinct. Will this help to protect the big cat population? That's coming up. Wildlife experts in India say it's been agreed that some of the world's tigers will be moved from countries where the species is thriving to those where they're almost extinct. Ministers from 13 Asian countries meeting in Delhi say this will help to increase the world's tiger population, which has already risen this year to 3,900, up by 600 in the past 6 years. Under the plan, it's possible that Indian tigers will be sent to Cambodia, Russian tigers to Kazakhstan. Well, let's get more now from Simon Clinton, who's the founder of Save Wild Tigers. And Simon, what do you think has caused this decision? What's the pressure here?
Well, basically, I think putting this into context, if you went back to 1900, we had probably about 120,000 wild tigers. And today, as you just stated, we're probably up to about 3,900 tigers across 13 tiger range countries. So this sort of devastating fall in tiger numbers is caused by two fundamental factors. One, the whole sort of habitat destruction piece, which we see, you know, as a major issue in some of the tiger range countries. But the number one issue is poaching, which is, you know, a direct result of the demand for tiger products, you know, skins, bones for tiger bone wine, claws, meat, you name it. All these elements.
Sophisticated now. We often talk about this in African terms, but in Asian terms,
totally.
Real gangs out poaching.
Absolutely, and this demand is being led heavily from China and Vietnam. And that, until we fix the problem, the fundamental problem of demand for tiger parts and tiger products, you know, skins being used for home decor, bones being used for wine, for example, until we stop the demand for these products, it's going to be virtually impossible to, you know, continue to, you know, fix the problem in terms of conservation on the ground.
So do you think this scheme may not work, the idea of putting more tigers, for example, into Cambodia?
I think the principle of reintroducing tigers into traditional tiger landscapes is great. Cambodia has not had any tigers, or none have been seen since around 2007. Central Asia probably hasn't seen tigers since the Caspian tiger since 1948. But the problem we've got here is we already have very viable tiger landscapes today. You know, India has over half of the wild tiger population. Malaysia has got 250 tigers. Indonesia probably has around 350 Sumatran tigers. Thailand, Russia, Nepal, etc. These are viable landscapes, and conservationists are struggling to you know, maintain those tiger numbers, particularly when you get out of India, because of the poaching problems. And I think reintroducing tigers ultimately to some of the traditional landscapes is great, but the sheer cost and technical difficulties of reintroducing tigers into a country like Cambodia, and remember why they've gone extinct, is because of the demand from Vietnam and China, their neighbours, for tiger products, and that problem has not been fixed. It's being enhanced.
What would a country like Cambodia have to do for activists like yourself to be satisfied? What kind of anti-poaching measures would they have to put in place?
I think fundamentally there needs to be a lot of transparency. I appreciate the plans are not finalised at the moment for Cambodia, but we would want to have some transparency about the plans. One, the tiger habitats are key. And we know there's a lot of illegal logging going on in Cambodia, as well as, you know, legal deforestation. How's that going to be controlled? You're sitting, this forested area they're proposing to reintroduce tigers to is a really great, you know, habitat for tigers in theory, but it's on the border of Vietnam, which is, you know, one of the big demand countries for tiger parts. So the anti-poaching piece, in terms of the sophistication we would need in terms of numbers and technology like drones, surveillance technology, etc., is pretty significant.
And there you're really looking at the need for maybe international aid or more money to come with the tigers?
Well, basically, the budgets that are being sort of talked about, I believe, are between 20 and 50 million US dollars to introduce initially the 8 Bengal tigers, 2 males, probably 5 or 6 females, and probably get them, I'm imagining, to 25, 30 tigers within 10 years. That's a lot of money. Imagine what we could do with 20 to 50 million US dollars to further protect existing landscapes like Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia. So I think it's a case of prioritization. It's not that tigers, it's never been done before, by the way, internationally. Tigers have been transferred in India domestically with limited success, but it's definitely feasible. But the sheer cost and technical issues in doing this in Cambodia are pretty immense.
Well, Simon, thank you for your expertise and thank you for coming in today.
No, thank you again.